Hello, welcome. I am so glad you are here today. Whether you're listening on the go or at home, I am so thankful you're spending a few minutes of your time with me. But first, I'd like to say thank you for how grateful I am for all of your kind words and the support and the encouragement you've given me from my previous episode. It's been so amazing to hear just how I've touched you and what you've gotten from so far, the episodes, and how I've been able to bring you a little bit of peace and comfort in the different situations that you're facing. And also just know that I am praying for each one of you. Whether you're facing a tough time right now or not, I just pray that God's grace is surrounding you and that you're finding the help and the encouragement you need to get through whatever the situation is. And so this month's episode is focused on mental health and just that mental health fitness. It's something that's been on my mind lately, just the constant anxiety and stress and mental health struggles that so many of my friends and family are dealing with. You just don't know what someone is going through. And most people are pretty good at putting a smile on their face and pretending that everything is going well. And they're putting out on social media what seems to be this perfect life, right? This great, happy family, this great job. Maybe they're traveling, having some fun adventures, just life is grand, right? And then what are they really struggling with, though? What are they not showing? Because, not everyone's putting 100% of their life out on social media. So we don't know what someone's going through behind closed doors. And so that's one thing I've been telling my kids lately is just stressing to them, be kind, be nice, just be a good human. I mean, that's what it boils down to, but pray for all of our friends, all of our family, right? And I make it a point to pray for my friends every single day, not just the ones that I know who are struggling, but just in general, my friends. I just pray that if they need a helping hand, that God is there and God is lending that helping hand, not only himself, but putting people in their paths that can also help them get through situations. So I don't know, are you going through something difficult right now? Do you know someone who is? It seems to be all around us. Maybe you don't know anyone off the top of your head. And maybe as you think back over your day or the last week, have you had a run-in with someone? And I just try to keep those types of situations in perspective. And I try to put myself in their shoes. And I mean, what if that person who seemed to have road rage against you one day, what if they were actually in a rush to go see a dying loved one who was, about to pass away? I mean, just keeping that perspective, you just don't know what someone is facing. And I've heard too many stories lately. I use road rage as an example because I've heard too many stories lately of these incidents where, people are getting severely injured or even killed. And I just think, my goodness, was that situation and that moment worth that outcome? Was that worth someone's life? What if in those moments we just paused and we think to ourselves, wow, you must be going through something really terrible to be acting that way. And I just pray that you get over that quickly. And then we can release that and go on about our day and not get caught up in that frustrating moment and something that could end up being pretty terrible. What if we just pause and take that step back and think, wow, I hope you get through whatever it is, because we don't know those struggles. We at any point in time that our paths cross someone else's path, we don't know what that person is facing in that moment, or the call that they just got 5 minutes before that, or just the stress and anxiety going on in their life. There's inflation is on the rise, right? There's still unemployment concerns. There's so much going on in this world that can be big and scary and, out of our control, that people can get overwhelmed with very easily. And, we can only control ourselves. So just remember that our thoughts become our feelings, which become our actions, which then become habits for us, right? So if we can have this empathy and this sympathy, and if we can try to put ourselves in someone else's shoes, or just have a different perspective of, wow, there must be something pretty terrible going on for you to be reacting the way you're reacting right now in this moment. And, maybe that leads us to a little more satisfaction, a little more reassurance that we are being good humans and we're bringing kindness into the world, and not hatred and not judgment and not some of these very negative things that are swirling all around us. And, that just helps us as we think those things. Then we start feeling better. We start feeling happier, feeling more relaxed, which then releases our endorphins, right? And our bodies want to replicate that. So then it continues to encourage us, well, what did I do that made me feel that way, right? So how do I keep doing those actions? And then as you consistently do those actions, they just become habits. And so then before you know it, we're being kind, we're being good humans, we're loving each other like the Bible tells us we should be doing, right? And that's better mood for us, improved patience, more grace for ourselves, for others, and even better social interactions. So that's one of my biggest challenges for you today is be a good human, but not just to others, be a good human to yourself. Oh, this is where mental health is so important. Make an effort to pour into you, fill your own cup. It's the whole self-care, self-love, right? Love yourself. You've heard the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. So make sure your cup is full. Put your own oxygen mask on first, right? That's why they tell you to do that. Take care of yourself before you can take care of others. And again, you've heard me say it. We only have one vessel, right? One physical body that we are navigating this earthly life. And we've got to take care of that. And we've got to take care of ourselves. And we've got to love ourselves. And we got to show up for ourselves so that we can take care of and show up for the others who depend on us. And so mental health is just one of those aspects, right? And as we go through these different situations, it's just taking that moment, be still, take a pause, take a breath, recognize it for whatever it is. It will pass. But if you're at work or at school or in at home, whatever it is, right? Can you take a break? Can you get outside? Can you get some vitamin D? Can you take a fresh walk? Maybe pull out your journal and start journaling what you're feeling. Just what can you do to release it? I actually have a worry journal, and every day as things come up, and most of the time it's on my phone in my notes section on my phone, right? But it's just journaling and recording what just happened. What did I feel? What was the situation? And then I've released it in that moment. I've released it. And I have a set day and a set time that I go back to that worry journal every week. And I look through everything that happened. And it's either some things I've already gotten over, I've already passed over, right? It's gone, it's out there. I don't have to do anything. And other things I need to actually work through and take some time to think through it. Or maybe it leads me to a conversation I need to go have with someone, or maybe it leads me to scripture or a different prayer I need to have. But it's every single week. And then as I work through that week, it's done, it's gone. I know what I do need to go follow up on, and I make sure I do that in a timely manner. Then I walk away. That's the release. So it doesn't stay with me. It doesn't stay in my mind. I can't dwell on it. I can't get overwhelmed by it. It's out there, it's taken care of, and then I move on. And I know the next week I'm going to have different worries, right? And it's going to go in the worry journal, and same time, same day, the following week, I'm going to go through that same process. So that's something that works for me, is how I can just take those mental health breaks and release things. And it's, let go and let God. That's just, it's that whole faith over fear. There is a reason that I am going through whatever it is I'm going through during those days. And I've got to be able to work through that. So that I was actually talking with a friend of mine the other day. And she says this quite often, like, we never know what our purpose in life is. What if our purpose is to help one person and we don't know who that person is or what that interaction is? So it's our calling, right? And we may never know that. And we may never know when we've actually done it. But like, what if that one person you smile at or you say hello to at the grocery store, at a gas station, at school, at work, wherever it might be, some interaction you have? What if that person was thinking about taking their life? What if that was going to be the day? But what if your smile or your hello actually saved their life and gave them the willpower to fight through the battle and face another day. Like, what if that was your purpose? What if that was the one person that you were supposed to help? And again, you may not know it. Maybe it's already happened and maybe it's not going to for 10 more years. But that's the whole loving our neighbors the way we're supposed to, the Bible tells us. And that's where we can have the most positive, lasting impacts on not only our lives, but others as well. That reminds me of one of my favorite stories. It's the starfish story. I don't know if you've heard it. I don't know the author, but it goes like this. A young man is walking along the ocean and sees a beach on which thousands and thousands of starfish have washed ashore. Further along, he sees an old man walking slowly and stooping often, picking up one starfish after another and tossing each one gently into the ocean. The young man approaches the older gentleman, and why are you throwing starfish into the ocean? And the old man replies, because the sun is up and the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them farther in, they will die. But old man, don't you realize there are miles and miles of beach and starfish are all along it? You can't possibly save them all. You can't even save 1/10 of them. In fact, even if you work all day, your efforts won't make any difference at all. The old man listened calmly and then bent down to pick up another starfish and threw it into the sea. And he said, well, it made a difference to that one, didn't it? So what if that is our purpose, to help that one person? Maybe it's to help you. Maybe it's your mental health, and you're your own starfish, and maybe someone else is your starfish. But if we keep that perspective and we face every day that way, how much greatness can we bring into our lives, into other lives, and even into the world? And if you're dealing with a difficult situation right now, if you're one of those starfish that is facing the tide, just know that you have the army of God behind you, and He will not forsake you. And if you want a mental health coach, or if you need a different perspective, and if you want a deeper conversation, I'm here to also have those conversations and help you through those situations. And maybe you're my one starfish. I don't know. I just encourage you, keep your faith over fear. Find some way to release your worries. Immerse yourself in scripture, have your meditation, spend that 10 minutes a day in true prayer and reflection and self-care time. Talk to a friend, have some fun time, take a walk, and whatever that looks like for you. I just pray that you do it and that you truly commit to helping yourself and having that mental fitness that is so important for us. So I'll leave you with that. And again, I'm so thankful you're here. And until next time, just please take care of yourself, and may God bless you.